Hello everyone, welcome back. Zargot here. We're jumping into an Ixalan draft today. Let's see what we've got in our first pack here. So we've got our Rare's Deadeye Tracker, which actually I've grown to like this card a little bit. Emissary Sunrise is a very strong uncommon. I like the Storm Tamer here. And then we have Fire Cannon Blast, which is a good piece of removal here. I really like the Emissary of the Sunrise. This is just an excellent 3-drop. A 2/1 first strike that explores is very, very strong. I think I like that more than Fire Cannon Blast. Plus, if we take this premium white card, we're not passing anything white to our opponent that's really worth getting into here. Same thing for the red card, but I think I just like the Sunrise, Emissary Sunrise a little bit better. So we're going to grab this one. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, not a super strong pack. We have Sky Terror here, which I do like, but that's kind of early for snagging a 2-color card. I do like Thrasher Raptors. Also like the Wayfinder, just a good 3-drop. Other cards worth consideration. The Frenzy Raptor is okay. Sailor Remains is decent, but I think I'm gonna take the Thrasher Raptors. White-red Dinos just kind of is a good fast deck. And I don't really think we're giving away too much else here, so we'll take the Thrasher Raptors. Ooh, okay. Well, this pack is loaded. Vineshaper Mystic is very strong, especially if you're playing blue-green, which we're not sure if we're doing that yet, but it's still just a fine creature. 2/4 for 3 is fine. Red cards, which are good. Tillinelli's Knight. I like this card a lot. I think it's probably one of the better 2-drops in the format. Sure Strike I like as well. Raptor's Companion is fine, especially if you're trying to do white-red dinos. So for me, I think it's probably between the Tillinelli's Knight and the Vineshaper Mystic. Since I like our first pick, and I like the Raptors, and the Knight actually plays pretty well with the Raptors here, I think I'm going to take the Knight. Yeah, premium 2-drops are just really, really important. So I think we're going to grab the Knight here. Okay, now here, what do we have? Okay, we're seeing a lot of good merfolk cards here. Not a lot of good white cards. So we could take another Thrasher Raptors and just kind of stay the course with red and just keep ourselves open. We're not married to white yet. We could also take the Deep-Root Warrior, since we've seen a few merfolk, and just see if we can kind of step into that direction. There's also a Skullduggery in here. A lot of crazy black, so I don't know if that's the pick. So I think we'll just take the Thrasher Raptors, just try to stay the course with our red cards here, and we don't know if we're going to be able to move into green or anything like that. Okay. Now here we've got a few decent cards. The Blood Crazed Paladin I'm not crazy about. The Bishop's good if you're playing dinos. The Darfleet Hoarder is actually fine. You know, it's a 2-drop. It's a decent 2-drop. It does ramp if it gets blocked. There's really nothing else here for us. I don't really care for the Cutthroat as much. It's almost always just a Hill Giant. So I guess we'll just take the Hoarder here. Another Bishop with a Bloodline. Interesting. A lot of blue cards coming by as well. Of course, it's not really premium blue cards. I don't really particularly find a lot of use for Spell Pierce. Opt is a fine card, but it's just kind of filler. Sailor Remains is decent. Siren Lookout is decent as well. So I think we're kind of off the white game. So do we want to sort of move into black a little bit here? And the only thing we have in here is Bishop, and we don't have any vampires. So there's really no reason to grab that card. So for blue, we could take the Siren Lookout or the Perilous Voyage. So I'll just take the Lookout here. Okay, now what have we got here? Now, Spell Swindle, very slow card. Probably not something we're going to be playing. So we could take 1 or 2 white cards. We can take Skyblade of the Legion, which is just an okay creature. It's obviously a lot better if you're in black-white vampires. Or we can just take the Armosaur, which is, you know, a decent card on its own. It's not fantastic, but it is actually a little bit better than it looks. I think we'll just take the Armosaur. Okay, now here we have a Shining Aerosaur, if we want to kind of keep moving in the white-red Dinos direction, or the Frenzied Raptor. I don't think we're going to take either one of these black cards. So it's either the Raptor or the Aerosaur. I think we'll take the Raptor here, just because if we pick up more Knights, we want 3-drop Dinos to turn on our Knight here. In here, not really too much for us. I guess we can take the Collar in case we do pick up a lot of Dinos. Probably not going to play that though. Not much here. I guess we could just take the Prime Blade. Sometimes that's a decent card. Pick the Sun Crown. That's not a bad Dino. Probably not going to play any of these cards. Okay. Oh, we can let our opponent have that. I think we can cut the blue on the black for right now. It does kind of look like we're going to be white-red, tilted towards Dinos here. We certainly would like to see some more Tillanelli's Knights. And we need to pick up some pieces of removal here as well. But not a terrible start for pack 1. Okay, see what we open up in our next pack. Okay, so not much for white. Do you see the Marauders here? I'm not a big fan of this card. It's just so expensive. I mean, the ability is pretty relevant, but it's very expensive. So for us, if we want to kind of stay on the white-red plan here, we have Unfriendly Fire, excuse me, which is a good removal spell, or there's Headstrong Brute. As it stands, we have no pirates, so the Brute's not amazing, and we don't have any removal yet, so I think we'll just take the Unfriendly Fire here. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Got another Unfriendly Fire. It's also a 3rd Thrasher Raptors. So I guess the question is, do we want to take another Thrasher Raptors? And these, the more thrash you have, I think they do get a little bit better because they can certainly turn on each other's pump ability. Or we can take another Unfriendly Fire. I don't know if I want to take Unfriendly Fire here. I think I'm going to take the thrash. So we could take the Drover here. We're only going to be giving up Raptor Companion. We haven't seen a lot of really strong white cards. I think I'm going to take the Drover just because if we did move into green, it would have a much higher upside. So let's just grab that for now. Of course, then we immediately see an Ixalan's Binding. What other green card do we have? The Keeper. Let's just set these here because we're not 100% sure where we're going to be for this draft. Here we could take the Ixalan's Binding, which is premium removal. It's splashable even if we don't play white. But there is another Tillanelli's Knight. This is a little bit of a tough pick. I mean, Ixalan's Binding is fantastic. That is just hard removal. But if we end up not being white, I suppose it's still splashable. But I really don't like passing the Knight here. But I just don't think we can pass the Binding. I think we're going to go ahead and grab that. Okay, here we have a Pyromancer, which is decent, or another Raptor. I think I'm just going to grab the Raptor. We want to go ahead and fill out our 3 drops. The Pyromancer, usually these kind of cards wheel. So we'll go ahead and grab the Raptor here. And here we have Sure Strike. I do like Sure Strike. Excellent combat trick. Certainly gains more value when you have creatures that have high power, especially when they have trample. So yeah, we'll go ahead and grab a Sure Strike here. Okay, yeah, so I guess we're probably not going to be on the green path. There's a Raptor Companion. It's a fine 2-drop for our Dino deck. Ooh, okay. That's a good pickup. The Bonded Horncrest. This is definitely a very aggressive card. We're sort of getting heavy on the 4-drops though. I think we can go ahead and cut the green. So things we're looking for, we want some more 2-drops. It would be just fantastic if we could pick up one more knight. I really doubt the knight we didn't grab is gonna wheel. We could certainly use cards like Fire Cannon Blast or Lightning Strike, just some early interaction to kind of clear the way for our quick creatures here. So here, I guess we'll just take Hijack. Sometimes Hijack is worth having to copy in the deck. And Trove of Temptation, I've just never really played that card, but I think we already have a Demystify, if I'm not mistaken. No? Okay, so we'll just take Demystify. Okay. So I don't think the knight's coming back, not a big shocker. Okay. All right. So pack 3, we really need to pick up some 2-drops. I wouldn't mind some more cards like Emissary of the Sunrise. I don't think we need any more Frenzy Raptors. Another Sure Strike wouldn't be terrible. Okay, so here we have the Knight, probably just going to be our pick. It's a premium 2-drop in our deck because it's pretty much always going to be able to be active here. Nothing else really for us. I'm not a big fan of this card if you're playing an aggressive deck. I think if you're playing pretty defensively, the Sacrament here is probably decent. If you're really, really defensive, and we're not going to take a 4th Thrasaraptors, we're going to take the Knight here. That's good for our deck. Okay, here, Legion's Judgment, we might play one of these. We also could grab the Dreadnought. This is just kind of a big guy. We don't have a lot of top of the curve creatures. So it's either between the Dreadnought or the Legion's Judgment. I'm not a huge fan of Legion's Judgment. I usually put this card in sideboard and side it against Dino decks. So I think we'll take the Dreadnought just so we can have another big creature here. Raptor Hatchling. Yeah, Raptor Hatchling. This is good for us. It's a Dino. It's actually a lot better than people give it credit here. That's good. It's filling out our 2-drop slot here. Okay, so what have we got here? We have Unfriendly Fire or Paladin the Bloodstain. I think we're going to take the Unfriendly Fire. We still don't have a lot of interactions. We have Ixalan's Binding, 1 Unfriendly Fire, 1 Sure Strike. So we're going to go ahead and grab this just for another removal spell, something to do late game. Also, this can go to the face, so it's an okay finisher just for those last couple points. So here, do we want another Raptor Hatchling? Do we want a Raptor Companion? Do we want a Fringer? There's all kinds of Raptors here. We have 4 2-drops. I don't think I want to grab a 3rd Raptor over a 3rd Raptor, Frenzy Raptor over a Raptor Hatchling or Companion. We are trying to be more aggressive, so I think we'll just take the Companion here just to have one more aggressive 2-drop. Wow, another Horncrest. Yeah, I think we'll take that. Our 4th slot's very heavy right now. Goring Ceratops. I haven't seen anyone play this card. It seems very expensive. And typically this card I think only gets 1 attack, even if you do get to play it, but it's so susceptible to all of the 3 damage spells. With that said, I don't think I'll play anything else in this pack, so we'll just grab it. Okay, here we have... Oh, this is a good beater here for Dino decks. Do we have a Cobble Wings? No. So I think we'll just grab the Cobble Wings. This might actually make the deck. I think Cobble Wings is a little bit better when you do have cards like Frenzy Raptor and Thrash of Raptors. Here, really the only cards we could take is... We could take the Conquistador. I really don't like that in our deck. Probably not going to play Wily Goblin. I don't think we're going to play any of these cards, but I suppose the one we most likely would play would be the 3-drop. Okay, we're just not going to play any of this stuff. Okay. See if we wheel any of those raptors. I think our deck wanted another Sure Strike just for all these early drops. Well, it's another 4-drop, but not really anything else in these packs we're going to play. Okay. So we're definitely heavy in the 4 slot. So let's take a look here. So is the Caller worth playing in our deck? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dinos that we could ramp into. I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough to play. So what else do we want to put in here? We just have so many 4-drops. We're really heavy here. I mean, the only thing, I mean, if we wanted to throw another 3-drop in, I guess we could throw in a Hijack, maybe a Prying Blade, Ryle. I don't know. Ryle's probably okay, just because we have cards like the Horncrest and Frenzy Raptor. You know, being able to just get trample damage from a smaller creature. It's more or less just sort of a cycler. I don't think I want to play the Ceratops. I mean, Paladin of the Bloodstain's not terrible, but we already have so many 4-drops that are good here. Maybe we cut the Armasaur. Armasaur definitely seems pretty underwhelming when we have 3 Thrasher Raptors and 2 Bonded Horncrest. So we could toss in Hijack, just since we are looking to be pretty aggressive here and push damage through. The Raptor Hatchling is a little strange in the deck. I suppose we could just throw in a Ryle. And I think the Prying Blade's a little slow, because it does cost 2 to equip. Maybe just throw the Ryle in, just treat this as a cycle card. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do here. Plus Ryle, it does allow us to turn on a Raptor Hatchling if our opponents aren't attacking in. Essentially, you know, you can swing with their Hatchling, get your damage in, and then Ryle it, so you have a 3/3 for the following turn. Or the Sun Crown, you know, it also triggers this. Doesn't really do too much else for us, again, other than allow us to push trample damage through with these, you know, these high power creatures like the Horncrest or the Raptor. But anyway, I think this is going to be our deck. We're pretty light on white spells. Primarily red, but yeah, this seems pretty decent, pretty aggressive. So let's go ahead and throw some land in here. Other than Hijack and the Sun Crown, we really don't have any double color spells. I think we'll leave it this way just to make sure if we do have that opening hand with the Caller, we want to have that white source so that we can immediately get value out of this. So we'll go ahead and use this card. Going to save our deck. All right, we'll see everyone in
Hello everyone,
welcome to match 1. Looks like we won the die roll. We'll be on the play. And it's a decent hand. We got the Horncrest. We got our we can play the Knight first and the Hatchling so we can get in for a little extra damage. I think we'll keep this. Got plenty of lands. Opponent had the mulligan. Sorry if you guys can hear my computer fan. It's going a little crazy today. Hopefully you can't hear it on the video. Okay. Alright, it's interesting. Go ahead and get the Knight out. Frenzy Raptor would be a pretty decent draw here, though we can really get very aggressive. Not sure what our opponent's playing just yet. Haha, asking you will receive. Okay, so we're going to be able to go Knight into Raptor into Bonded Horncrest. That's pretty good. Of course, our opponent might just have removal here. No, I don't think so. Okay. And that's a shame. Looks like our opponent... Nope, no, our opponent did get their land drop. Okay. Get their own Frenzy Raptor. Alright, and we're fine to trade either one of our creatures for their Raptor. So here I think we'll just attack first. We certainly want to encourage our opponent to go ahead and trade, the raptors. That way we can play the Horned Crest, and hopefully they won't have any favorable blocks for this card for the next few turns. Okay. So our opponent probably has a 2-drop in their hand. I still think we're just going to play the Horned Crest. There's really no reason not to. In the following turn, we can go ahead and run out a couple small dinos just to keep the aggression on. And then if we break, we can always use Raptor Companion to kind of crew up the Dreadnought here to just continue to push through damage. Although I felt pretty good with having the Horned Crest in play this early. Okay, so our opponent's just playing some chumps here. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to get our attacks in. Assume our opponent's just going to block the Horned Crest. Slash the Talons. Okay, and they can still block. So here we can either play our 2 small guys. I think I just like playing Thrasher Raptors. I just want to keep the pressure on. And these big creatures are pretty good at doing that. I mean, this is a 5/3 trample. And it still keeps our Horned Crest active. Okay, yeah, it's just too much for our opponent to handle here. So really didn't see too much. Looks like our opponent's just playing Boros. Maybe just, I don't know if they're playing Dinos or just red-white, quality creature. I really don't know what they're playing. So we don't really have enough information to sideboard, so we're just going to send this back again. Okay. Let's see how this game goes. This hand's a little tougher. We have a 2-drop, we have a 3-drop, we have 2 red sources. Really want a white source to just make this hand fantastic, but I think this is probably still good enough to keep, just because we have a couple turns to draw into another red source or a white source, and we'll still be fine. Okay. Opponent's just starting with the Fireshrine Keeper. Perfect. Okay, so that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a white source. Now we can go probably Raptor, Hatchling into Emissary. Don't know if our opponent has any raid cards. Maybe Fire Cannon Blast. Okay, we got a Keeper. All right. Okay, so here I think we will play the Hatchling. Yeah, I like playing the Hatchling here. Now if our opponent wants to start attacking us with the Keeper, we're just going to block and get a 3/3. And if they don't, we're going to play the Emissary on our turn, and then we'll have a good positioned attacker. Okay, definitely going to block. Just want to go ahead and get our 3/3 going here. And looks like our opponent missed a land drop. This would be good if they hit a land with this, actually. And they did, so that's good. So we're not going to be able to put up a defensive blocker for our Dino. Well, for one turn they can, but not a permanent blocker. So here, I guess the question is, do we want to play the Frenzy Raptor or the Emissary? I guess the Emissary is definitely the way we want to go. Even if it bricks and we just draw a land with it, that's not the worst. It will block all their attacks. And it also accelerates this into our land drop we missed this turn. So let's go ahead and send the Dino in. If we would have hit a land, we would have played Thrasher Raptors. It would have been really, really aggressive. But we didn't, so just going to play the Emissary. And whether it gets pumped or we draw a land, we're actually fine either way. This we're going to put in the graveyard. We really need to get to a land. Okay, but we've got a good aggressive attacker, great defensive creature. Of course, they can just slash the talons it, so if they swing with both, we're probably just going to go ahead and take it. Yeah, so they probably don't have slash the talons here. We're going to take our licks. A land drop will be very good for us here. Okay, so I think we're just going to swing both. I'm not really too worried about slash the talons. Again, our opponent definitely would have sent in the keeper if they had it. They may have a pump spell just so they can get our Dino token here. Now they're just going to absorb some damage, and that's fine. So let's go ahead and throw out the Raptor. We're not hitting our land drops, but we're still staying very aggressive. Really would like to hit a land just next turn. We can get the Horncrest, then into the Raptors, and then we'll have Hijack to go ahead and pull any blockers out of the way and kind of finish the game up. Okay, going to take our 1. See if our opponent has drawn any large blockers for this turn. Okay, they're going to pick off our Emissary, I assume, here. Okay. A land would be fantastic. There we go. Okay. So here we're going to... So if we send with the Raptor and the Dinosaur is going to trade with the Pyromancer, and the Raptor is going to trade with the Keeper. I kind of like to send in the Dinosaur token, because that incentivizes our opponent to block with the Pyromancer, and then we can stick the Horncrest. It's going to be a lot more aggressive, because they won't have good double blocks for it. So we'll just send the token. If our opponent wants to block, they'll take a damage. We don't mind trading this for the Pyromancer. Okay, that's fine. And we'll play the Horncrest. We only get punished here if our opponent has something to remove the Raptors on their turn. If they don't, we can... If they want to send in the Fireshine Keeper, which they probably won't unless they have some sort of combat trick like Sure Strike. Oh. Okay. Well, that's a good card worth hijacking. Okay, let's see here. So what happens if we hijack the Sun Crown this turn? We swing with all. Our opponent's going to trade the Raptor for the Keeper. They'll block the Horncrest with the Fire Shrine Keeper. They'll take 4. Then they get the... Then they're going to get the Sun Crown Hunters back. Otherwise, we could play the Thrasher Raptors here and pass. If we play Thrasher Raptors, we can pass. And the following turn, we'll have Hijack or Unfriendly Fire. I don't like attacking here. I don't think it's very good for us. So let's just play the Thrasher Raptors. And we'll just send it back to our opponent. Be great if we drew Ryle, because then we could actually hijack their Sun Crown, Ryle it, get in some damage that way. It'll have Trample. That would actually, one time that I think Ryle would be really good for us here. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, that's going to be pretty good. Interesting. So we really need to get our opponent now, because they're going to be able to start using their the compass. Got their own Thrasher Raptors. Okay. See if they have any attacks. Okay, now here it does cost, actually it doesn't cost anything to use the ability. Okay. So if we attack with all, they're just going to remove probably the Horn Crest from battle. They'll block the Raptor with the Keeper, and then the Thrasher Raptors probably just trades with their Thrasher Raptors. And they'll take 2. And we can play both Raptor Companions. Hijack doesn't do too much here, just removes a blocker. I think this turn we're just going to play a couple Companions. See if we can just kind of overwhelm our opponent. They have no cards in hand. We also can just attack with Thrasher Raptors. Do we want to attack with Thrasher Raptors and Frenzy Raptor? Probably just remove the Thrash. No, I think we're going to hold back one more turn. Really would like to draw Sure Strike. Or again, Ryle wouldn't be that bad. We can remove their big blocker and do some extra damage. Okay, good. Our opponent's just drawing lots of land. See if they have any attacks here. Well, they might be considering an attack, which is good for us. It just removes one more blocker from their control. Nope. Okay. Another Thrasher Raptors. Okay, so we attack all and remove the Horn Crest. We're still kind of in the same situation. Since they bricked, I think we could play the Thrasher Raptors here and just really go in for a big alpha attack next turn. Now, our opponent cannot kill us on the attack back, but we don't want to be attacking into the Sun Crown. Let's get one more Thrash out. And then we're going to go for a big attack next turn. And we might be able to use Unfriendly Fire to kind of clear the way. Actually here, it may be worth sending the Frenzy Raptor in with the Thrasher Raptor and the Bonded Horn Crest. We have a lot of damage in hand here. Yeah, I think we need to start attacking before our opponent draws some removal. So we can attack with the Horn Crest, the Thrasher Raptors, and the Frenzied Raptor. Don't want to attack with the Raptor Companions, they just get chumped by the Fire Shrine Keeper or the Sun Crown, but let's just see what our opponent does here. Just try to get a few points of damage in, then we can hopefully sneak the remainder through next turn with either Unfriendly Fire or Hijack. Okay, just going to chump that creature. Maybe they'll remove the Thrash, or do they want to get it off the board? I guess that just depends on what kind of draws they have in their deck. I'm just going to take 4 here. Ah, okay, we're going to sack the Fire Shrine Keeper. Yeah, so they can take out our 2 Raptor Companions. Ooh, no, okay. Well, that was pretty good. I didn't realize they did have access to the 8 mana here. I wasn't counting, so Fire Shrine Keeper actually did something pretty decent this game. But we're going to stick with the same plan here. Okay, that's excellent. That's exactly what we want our opponent to do. We want them to start attacking. Okay, no problem. We're going to take that. Okay, they got their own Frenzy Raptor. And we draw Ixalan's Binding. So here we could go ahead and bind their Sun Crown, which seems pretty good. And we need to keep in mind that this keeper is going to be able to make one of their creatures quite large. So I think we'll go ahead and bind the Sun Crown. Just to get this guy off the board, because he's going to sneak some extra damage through. It's kind of a stressful game. Now that we know the keeper's online, I don't think we can really get too crazy with our attacks here. I suppose we could send both Raptor Companions in. It's a bit tough. No, I think we're going to hold back. Yeah, we just have to be careful because the Keeper really represents the Thrasher Raptors being a 10-8 trample, or the Frenzy Raptors being a 9-7 trample. Alright, what's our opponent got here? Sure Strike? Okay, that's a pretty good attack for us. So we can hijack their Thrasher Raptors and hold up Sure Strike for whatever they end up blocking with. It doesn't seem fantastic. I think I want to pass the turn, into turn Unfriendly Fire one of their creatures. And then try to get them with attacks on the following turn. We're still just too close to being blown out. Because we can't attack with all unless we can definitely kill them. Because they have lethal on board if we do. Okay, so here I think we'll go ahead and Unfriendly Fire the Thrasher Raptors. They might sack the Keeper to keep this alive. And if they do, that's fine. Ah, okay, they're going to fight our Huncrest. Okay, that works. We got 2 for 1. Got Plains. Okay, so I think now's the time to go ahead and start getting some attacks in here. Yeah. We can go ahead and hijack the Raptor. We'll go ahead and attack with all. They'll probably bounce back our Thrasher Raptors. Yeah, we'll probably take the opportunity to go ahead and do that. Just need to get in as much damage as we can, because the maze really, or the spires I should say, really kind of makes combat strange. But I don't think we're in trouble of dying here. They can do 9 damage to us. They're going to have to block something. Okay, they're going to send back the Thrash. See if they have any blockers. Okay. So we could Sure Strike something here and just get in for 10, but I'd rather hold up Sure Strike for the following turn when they get their Raptor back. Go ahead and play our Plains here. Yeah, I think we're in a decent position because now we can send in the Thrasher Raptors and the Frenzy Raptor, and if we Sure Strike our Thrash, we're going to be looking pretty good. Oh, okay, opponent's got more creatures. Land is not what we want to see. We're just going to stay on the aggressive here. Whatever our opponent blocks, we'll probably go ahead and sure strike it. We really need to hit some creatures. Okay. Okay. So it looks like we're going to get our opponent here because they're just doing a single block. We're going to be able to pump this to 8. They're going to take 6 trample. And that'll put them exactly at lethal. Okay, there you go. So we got a little slowed down that second game. The Spires, it'll do that. And our opponent started to throw out some decent dino blockers and some good aggression. The first game we did exactly what the deck wanted to do. Just get in, that 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, and just keep the pressure on. But anyway, there we go. We'll see everyone in match number 2. Hello everyone, welcome to our final match in our Ixalan draft. Looks like we won the die roll. We will be on the plate. And this is a fine hand. I wish we had a 2-drop, but I like Raptor into Raptor into Horncrest, or Raptor into Horncrest, so we'll keep this. If we can draw a 2-drop on our first draw step, that will be just absolutely fantastic. But I still think this is good enough. These 2 cards right here, the Thrash Raptors and the Bonded Horncrest, really are just a beating. Hopefully we don't play against vampires again. It seems like vampires is kind of our arch nemesis here. Okay, well, more mid-range gas here, but that's fine. Our Kryptonite, vampires. That's fine. We're going to push through it here. We're going to play our Raptor. We're going to stick with the plan. And there's our opponent's Black Source. Let's see what kind of shenanigans they're up to here. Okay. Gonna play some kind of 2-power blocker, I assume. Skymarsh Bloodletter, that's a fine play. Okay. So we can attack and trade with the Bloodletter. I don't particularly like that. I like being able to get the Horncrest online. I cannot believe that. Okay, we meant to click the OK button there, and it looks like we skipped our entire turn. At this point, except for just try and so I guess we can just send the Frenzy Raptor in. Yeah, I think we kind of have to start getting some damage. Don't think our opponent will block here. They might. Okay, so I guess the question is, do we play the Bonded Horncrest so we have big attacks next turn? Or do we go ahead and stick the Raptor Companion and Raptor Hatchling? We also could play Thrasher Raptors here. Kind of like just playing the Horncrest just to get a big aggressive creature on the board. And if we continue to hit land drops, then we'll have a turn where we can play Thrasher Raptors, Raptor Companion, Raptor Hatchling. I just cannot believe we skipped through our turn there. We would have a Thrasher Raptors on the board now and would have been able to attack with the Frenzy Raptor and the Bonded Horncrest. That's so disappointing. But that's alright. We're going to move through it. Not a problem. even if we do lose this game, we still have an opportunity after this round, or after this first match here. Assume our opponent's just going to keep sticking us with the flyers. They get a good ground game, so they might as well. Wow. Okay, well, we have no choices but to take this damage. So do they have any pump spells? No, they've just got the 2-turn plan going here. All right. So now I kind of like sending in the Frenzied Raptor and holding back the Horn Crest, playing Raptor Companion and the Raptor Hatchling just to get defensive, because we really can't afford to take any more ground damage. So we'll send the Raptor. And they might have Slash of Talons or something here, which is fine. Okay, we're going to play Raptor Companion. Raptor Hatchling, which we're fine to block anything with that. Trade with the Vampire token. At this point, a piece of removal will be nice. We need to kind of get that Bloodletter off the board if we have any hope of getting back in this match. Going to send 3 in the air. Wow. Well, our opponent definitely has combat tricks. No, we still can. There's no reason for us not to block. So we'll put the companion against the token here. I guess the question is, maybe not. Let's see. Now, if they have Slash of Talons, we block the Horn Crest against the Paladin. They're going to be able to trade their Paladin for a Horn Crest. Maybe that's not the worst. That's fine. I think getting attacks in with the Frenzy Raptor is about the same. Ah, okay. They do have the Zeal. Well, we had to block, so that's still not a problem. That would have been lethal if we didn't block these guys. Okay, does our opponent have lethal? No, just putting us into lethal next turn. So we have to draw a piece of removal here, or we are just absolutely dead. Okay. Well, that was disappointing. So our opponent's playing vampires, which is definitely just so much better against our creatures here. I do kind of like the Armosaur just because it pushes through some of their guys. Probably the only card I'm interested in. What do we not like? Probably take out Hijack again, just because their creatures are also small. You're really not getting a ton of value out of Hijack. And we'll just throw in the Armosaur. Alright, let's try this again. Yep, we'll definitely go ahead and be on the play. And this hand, we just can't keep this. I mean, it's got all of our lands, and our, but we have 2 5-drops here, 2 pieces of removal. We basically, there's just nothing here. And our opponent's playing vampires, which is pretty consistent with this 2 and 3 drops. So we're going to have to mulligan this. Not great, but we do have a 2-drop at least, and we get to scry, so we'll keep this one. And we're going to scry that to the bottom. Really need to hit a mountain here. Got one more turn to hit a mountain. There we go. So, do we want to go ahead and send the Raptor Companion in? Probably. I'd rather trade for a 2/2 than a Vampire token later on. Okay, go ahead and play Dinos Knight. So, I think Thrasher Raptors would be a pretty good draw here. Okay. So I think we're still just going to send both in. Oh. Perhaps we should have played the Raptor Hatchling first, because now I feel like our opponent could slash its talons the Raptor Companion. Well, no, we're going to get the trigger when he attacks, so I think it's the same. So we'll send them both in again. Alright, well, if our opponent doesn't do anything again, we'll be looking pretty decent for this game. We got Unfriendly Fire to kind of clear the way for anything that's annoying, i.e. exactly what they've just done this turn. So they're going to get a little bit of health back, but we'll be able to clear that out on our turn and then go ahead and stick for 6 damage. Actually, our opponent doesn't want to give us another creature here, so that's even better. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and Unfriendly Fire this card. Go ahead and get in our attacks here. And now it's going to be pretty hard for our opponent to get back in this. And with Sure Strike, all of our creatures are lethal now, so they're going to have to represent 3 blockers. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go for it here. I guess there is a series of combat spells they could have that could kind of keep us from winning this turn, but I find that unlikely. I'm going to use Dark Nourishment. So let's see, they're going to Dark Nourish this, they're going to go to 7. They're tapped out, so we can go ahead and Sure Strike the Raptor Companion, and that'll still put them at lethal. We're going to send this back. There we go. I haven't drawn the Dust Legion at all. Okay. This is a very slow hand. A hand of all 4, 5, and 6 drops. Again, I think we're going to mulligan this. We really need to have some gas right out of the gate against our opponent. Yeah, because if we don't draw a 2 or a 3 drop, they're just going to be able to put us in a situation where we can't recover. So yeah, we'll go ahead and mulligan, even though I don't particularly like doing that. Well, this is much worse. We have to mulligan this. And no, we will just keep this. Okay. I guess we'll leave that on the top. No, doesn't feel good. I still don't think you can keep a hand of all your 5 and 6 drops when your opponent's playing very aggressively. Ah, interesting. Okay, we'll see how this card works for our opponent. I haven't particularly liked it in the events where I've played with it, but that doesn't mean that it's not good. We're doing pretty well here. We've got a 2, 3, and 4 drop. So we're actually doing probably as well as we can do with having to mulligan to 5. Okay, opponent's making some chumps. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get in for 1 damage. And we've got something to do if we draw a few more lands. The Dust Legion's pretty good. Okay, Paladin. So our opponent's just going to be able to gain all the life they want and draw all the cards they want here. See if they're going to send any... I didn't think so. So a Fiery Cannonade would be very good against our opponents. Do we bother sending the Raptor Hatchling? I don't think so. Really no point to that. I think we'll just play the Thrash Raptors. Because they're just going to take 1 from this. They can send everything in. We're probably going to end up trading the Frenzy Raptor for the Paladin. Yeah, and I'd rather have this guy to block a token, so yeah, I don't think the point of damage is that big of a deal. Yeah. And I'd rather trade my Raptor for the Paladin over the Vampire tokens. Although our opponent's got all the card draw they want here, so they can probably draw into you know, the Vampiric Strike or something of that nature. Ooh, they're playing the Deacon. Glorifier? Well, that's no better. Alright. Well, we actually need to hit a couple land drops here. Ixalan's Binding, that's not a bad draw. Yeah, I think we need to get rid of the Glorifier. That card's just going to be a beating. They have so much life gain here, they can afford to pay the 2 life basically forever. And now I think we'll go ahead and send... Let's go ahead and send everything here. Our Frenzy Raptors, they're going to end up trading for these Vampire tokens, and I'd rather get them off the board now since our opponent's tapped out and they can't use any combat tricks. Now if we can draw a red source, or we can draw any land, we can play the Legion. Okay. Yeah, let's just start clearing some of this out here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so our opponent have any more plays this turn. And the Bishop, that's a fine play. Gets a drainage for a couple points. Actually, this isn't drainage, this does do damage. Loss of life, okay. Thresher Raptors, it's a fine draw. I'm not going to attack with a Raptor Hatchling this turn. Does our opponent have any attacks? No. Slam some more creatures. No. No, that's a good play. I'm not sure why they didn't attack if they were going to cast that, but okay. Alright, well, nothing we can do here. We need a land. Really, consecutive land draws, one of them being a mountain, would be just fine. Okay, gonna draw a card, which is fine. Draw another card, okay. I don't mind that so much since they only have one life linking creature right now. Of course, they're drawing into answers. Yeah, that's the thing. Draw another card. I assume they're looking for their enchantment so they can put lifelink on the Skyblade. If that's the case, I really want to get a land draw this turn. That's not going to do it. Okay. If we had drawn a land, I wouldn't have played anything that turn. I probably would have just held up Unfriendly Fire. No, we're not attacking. Okay, yeah, our opponent's definitely digging. Okay, well, they haven't hit their card yet. Assume they're going to get in for one here. No reason not to. Now what does this do? When you get to flip it, you can gain life equal to creature's toughness. That's pretty good. Another paladin. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to get back in this game here. Okay. Yeah, our opponent's just unloading. Still no lands. I suppose there's a world where our opponent just draws a huge amount of their deck and we can unfriendly fire them, but that seems very unlikely. And this happens at the beginning of their upkeep. Okay. I think the only card we don't want to see here is the enchantment for the Sky. And that's going to be it. There's no way we're going to get. There's no way we can get back into this game, I don't think, now. Okay. Alright. And their opponent goes up in life. Really don't have any interactions for the Skyblade. And there's our land. A turn late, unfortunately. Yeah, I really just don't see any way we're going to be able to get out of this. Well, we won't bow out just yet. Such a shame. I don't see a way we're going to be able to win this game, but I really like this dinosaur deck. We didn't have all the cards we wanted. I probably would have liked something, an extra, probably 2 Sure Strikes. I would have traded in these Unfriendly Fires for Lightning Strikes, but those are pretty hard to get in multiples. Okay, our opponent's going to keep picking away at our life total here, I assume. there's some more land. We'll keep going at it here. Do we attack with the Dusk Legion? If we do attack, they're just going to block with the Bishop and the Paladin. That's really no sense. If we had Sure Strike, that might be favorable. Actually, next turn we're kind of positioned to start getting in with some attacks. I mean, we are on basically a 4-turn clock with their flyer, but no, I don't know. We got some big guys here, and the Sun Crown, you know, they're kind of hard to block. You know, you got to sort of double block them to get rid of them, so that you don't continue to take damage from them. All right, more cards for our opponent. And we still have Unfriendly Fire in our pocket here. So if our opponent gets really greedy and we can stick some attacks, I don't know what our opponent's looking for. They kind of have, they got all kinds of blockers, although yeah, these are some, the Sun Crown and the Dust Legion's pretty big. Gonna play another Mark of the Vampire. That's brutal. Well, I kind of clicked through. Probably should have went ahead and crewed the Dust Legion, but I don't know if that's going to matter that much. Okay, still nothing we can do about that. Oh, okay. So opponent's got us on a 2-turn clock now. I suppose we can Unfriendly Fire the Skyblade if we really needed to. Guess we're just gonna play the Knight here. If they have a pump spell or something for the Skyblade, we're dead. But honestly, I don't think there's any way around this. If we don't play a creature, they've got 4 attackers. We're gonna take the extra damage anyway. So at least this way we're able to represent more blockers. Again, our only real hope was, you know, being able to keep the Sun Crown around and get in a big attack after they had paid down some of their life for the Bloodfast. No, opponent's just going to draw their whole deck there. I guess they're looking for just any kind of pump spell here. And they can get us with the flyers. Okay, do they have enough spells to get us this turn? Okay, they got one more. Yeah, that's a shame. Okay, well there you guys go. You know, he had all the pump spells, which isn't surprising. Our opponent has drawn, you know, 12, 13 cards off the Bloodfast here. A little disappointing, you know, that the first game I felt like we might have actually been positioned to win that first game if we hadn't clicked through our turn, missed our land drop, not played our Thrasher Raptors, you know, and then we won the second game. So we may actually have won this round, you know. So just a simple misclick, I think, is kind of punished us, kind of cost us the round here, possibly. You know, again, we could have just won that game and just got completely obliterated the next 2 games. You never know. But I really like these vampire decks here. They're really strong, just because the core of the deck, it's all common. You know, all these cards, you know, these simple cards like the Skyblade, you know, the Paladin, the Queensblade Soldier is something crazy, but it's an okay 2-drop. You know, and then the token makers like Queen's Commission, Vampire Zeal, Paladin of the Bloodstain. I mean, Bishop Soldier. These are all commons. Anointed Deacon. You know, these are all common cards, and when you put those together, it makes a very strong vampire deck. And then if you pick up, you know, sweet cards like the Bishop of the Bloodstain, I mean, if you're able to play the Bishop on a board like this, I mean, you're hitting your opponent for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, for 6 damage, And this isn't, you know, a crazy board by any means. It's a couple of 2-drops, you know, a 4-drop, and then the token from the 4-drop. It's nothing insane. This is pretty easy and pretty common when you're a vampire deck. You know, and then our opponent has kind of a sweet card for their deck where they're able to just really go off, draw their whole deck, draw all their answers, you know, draw all these removal spells, you know, like Legion's Judgment, which I'm not a big fan of unless I'm playing against Dinos, and hey, guess what? Our opponent's playing against Dinos, so it made a lot of sense for them. But anyway, I really like the vampire decks. They're really, really strong. You know, it's kind of disappointing. I thought our deck was pretty good. I certainly thought it was better than going 1 and 2. You know, we had good tempo, a lot of strong creatures. The Bonded Horncrest performed about how I thought they would. You know, they're pretty aggressive, but they can also be a brick, especially if you're moving into the defensive. But anyway, you know, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching the video. Hope that you enjoyed, you know, the content today, even if we got beat up, you know, by vampires again. That seems to be our bane. You know, if you did enjoy the video, you know, hit the like button. Let me know you enjoyed it. If you like the content and want to see more, you know, certainly hit the subscribe button. I try to get new videos up every day when possible. And thanks again. We'll see you in our next video.